Do you ever get bored and want something to do that can keep your hands busy? Well, you are in luck. Let me teach you how to make an Ojo de Dios. But first, let me tell you a little bit more about it. Ojo de Dios means eyes of God. It originated from a tribe in western Mexico, and it symbolizes protection and spiritual connection. Similar to how in the Christian religion you have crosses, these are also often made as gifts, wishing health and a long life. I learned how to make these in the 5th grade, so I've been doing this for about 7 years now, and it's really simple and fun. There are a couple of crucial steps that you need to know when making these. The preparations and starting off the crochet, the process of the crocheting, and then how to end and tie off the crochet. The materials you'll need are yarn and popsicle sticks. Instead of popsicle sticks, you could substitute these out for things like wooden rods, or some people even use like little twigs. And then to attach them together, you'll want to make this little T-shaped cross. And then you can use this, you can use tape or different types of glue to attach them. Or if you don't have those, you can just tie it off with a little string or your yarn. And then that's how you could start it. When you do it, you're going to need to anchor it to the center of it. And you'll need to create this little X shape with the T all the way around it, of course. This is the front where there's no knot, and then the back where there is a knot. Oh, and then the yarn color, I prefer to use different colors. You can use the same color, but I think it looks cooler and makes cooler designs if you use different colors. Back to the cross. When you make it, you're gonna start by going across one. So you'll go around, and then you go around, and then you'll go across to the next piece, and then you'll go around the back of it, and then around to the next piece, and then around the back of it, and across to that next piece. So you kind of skip one after going underneath. You just keep skipping and skipping, and then eventually you get something that kind of looks like this, where you'll get this little square shape, and then this yarn will be attached to your big ball of yarn, because you don't know how much you're gonna need until the very end. And then you should be able to keep going, and then you should get something that looks like this. You want to make sure not to get something that looks like this, where the pieces of wood are at different distances from the center, because then you get this little excess on the end here, and you don't get to use up the entire thing. It looks cool as a rectangle that you can do, but just make sure that the distances from the center are about the same. Then to talk about how to tie it off, you get your yarn and you'll cut it at this point, and then you'll wrap it around one more time, and then instead of going on to the next piece, you'll go back onto your previous piece of yarn, and you'll tie it around and create a little knot. And then once you make that little knot, it'll create a little place where you can either hang it somewhere, or if you put it behind, you can set it down next to a picture. And you can do different things like that to decorate your house with. When building it, you want to make sure that you make the yarn nice and tight around whatever you're using, so you don't get these big gaps in it, and so it's nice and tight like the outside. You want that really clear, defined pattern, which makes it look really cool and unique. And then if you want, you can eventually add 3 sticks or even 4 to it, but you just need to make sure they're nice and tight so you get that really cool defined pattern all the way around it. In conclusion, this is a really fun activity that you can do when you're bored, or you can teach others this. You can give this as a gift, and then you can even give a little note explaining what it is and what it represents. This is a really cool decoration if made correctly, and you can just enjoy it and you can be creative with it. And you can make this at church or with friends. You can do this thing at something like Vacation Bible School. It's really good with kids or even some high schoolers. Thank you.